What's up, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Cannonfodder. Welcome to the Gameblot. We are playing some more Rise of Industry once again, and we've gone and done a little something. In between our episodes, we have just let our game run. For a fair while, I might add. To the point where we've picked up travel logs off our truck depot. We have picked up for ourselves summer clothes underneath our textile factory. We've sunk some more points into our brewery and distillery, which means we can now make wines and brandies and everything else if we so desire. We still need to unlock the carpentry center for those barrels, but we'll get to that later. We are now going to unlock our livestock farm here on camera. So we now have that ability. We still got to wait a little bit longer for cows and sheeps. And under gathering, we've unlocked all of our second tier as well, which means we can actually start doing things with, say, I don't know, steel barrels or tin cans or something like that. Anyway, but that'll have to happen another time. What's your problem? Your storage is full. What is your destination? I just don't care. That said destination storage was full, didn't it? Yeah, 52 bottles. Which means I'm going to start sending this all off to construction goods. But the sale of the bottles will definitely cover the incurred travel cost. Whiskey's picked up the construction goods factory, store. We discovered that at the end of the last episode. We're partially supplying glass bottles to it, which is fine. But we can now have access to selling cardboard, steel barrels, cans, cartons from cardboard, and a few other bits and pieces. All of which I'm not interested in. Either way, we've unlocked summer clothes. We can actually start selling those off now. And I have put down a textile factory here for that specific purpose. So, summer clothes. We're going to enable him. We're going to set his destination to the clothes store here in Whiskerai. The textile factories are now going to be sending their clothes not to the commercial stores, but they are going to be sending that off to our summer clothes factory. So actually, let us can the commercial destination and send it all to our factory, which will be able to do a 1-to-1 conversion. So in that case, we should actually be able to run 2 textile factories building clothes. Let's do that then. As you can tell, things are getting just a tad tight. But nothing that we cannot handle. So, number 3, instead of sending it to factory number 7, you're going to send it to factory number 8. The other things that I've done as well off camera is I've stopped sending off the primary and tertiary products to our other commercial buildings. There's a slight drop in income, but it's not too bad otherwise. I'll only be turning them back on when we have like an absolute massive amount of them stored up in places. It's like here we've got 0 stored up, so I don't really need to be sending my dyes off to the hardware store. There's really no point. Glass bottles, however, that keeps backing up, so I'm going to keep sending them off to our construction goods store. And in fact, depending on how many, I just give ourselves a bit of an extra bump when it comes to So we can actually send off a few more of those. Yeah, we'll drop that down to the point where we're actually just getting rid of those glass bottles. Right, let's drop that back down to 2 for now. You do not, you're a little bit of a backlog, so just add an extra truck to you. There we go. Drop that again. Just a little bit of micromanagement to keep things interesting. But things like our cotton, I mean, I could, just for that extra bump. Whoa. There we go. And our cotton plantation over here only has 4, so that'll stay off Our dye factory doesn't have anything going for it either there. Doesn't have any extra stuff. So you've got no surplus either. There you go, done. Apples, we don't currently have a surplus. I'll leave the... here we do, kind of. And our brewery does have a bit of a backlog there. I guess the other thing I could do is actually start sending my glassworks to a second brewery and distillery and actually start building myself some other things. We've actually picked up another R&D point here. Entirely sure what I want to do now with that point. I think I might save that point. I got oil there. Oh, there's a second point. No gas anywhere. Let's hit our tab. Coal, copper, fish. There's fish up there. There's oil there. Untapped oil, I might add, but it's in the next district. Lots of fish. Lots of oil over there, but no gas. I got it right. Logistics. Logistics has picked up another one. Actually get that. We're just gonna get set up to do some stuff like that. You know, I think I actually might do that. Let's check out recipe book. Pause that game. Brewery and distillery. Barley whiskey requires bottles, wheat, and water. Which actually we can do almost immediately. And I believe we could even do brandy? We've got the orchard. We've got the glass bottles. Which one's going to be better for us? The barley whiskey. I mean, we're going to make all of them at some point, but the barley whiskey or the... Barley whiskey says 143,000, brandy's 178. That'd be a lot better for us. Alright, so it's time to set up some more stuff there. You've got room for another distillery. So we'll set that up first. Set you up like so. Set you out here like that. Let's get rid of that excess there. Right, we need ourselves another... I think I'm going to go 2 orchards again, so... Just do 3. Production is vineyards. Let's get ourselves another orchard set up. And the crops for this one can all be on the other side of the road here. Playing puzzle games. Just set that up for 3 right now as well. So to vineyards. Cool. So in this one, instead of cider, we'll be using brandy. Let's get that set up to our brewer and distiller. Drop the amount of trucks down that we need for that one. Right. And your destination will also be the commercial building here in Whiskerai. Destination, you. Factory. Distillery 2? Yes. Oh, that's right, it doesn't need water. Digger. I'm an idiot. So, the thought just occurred to me that there may actually not be enough glass being produced. But I'm perfectly okay with that. Right, well these guys definitely do need water. So I guess it's up to us to build another water siphon. Another water siphon it shall be. Where do we want to build that? Do we want to build that over here, or do we want to build that over there? It's about, yeah, roughly in the middle. It's the same distance anyway. We might as well start expanding out everything. Oh, I have horribly messed that up. Oh, whatever. 2 and 3. There we go. Roads. And then we'll bring this out to here. And bring that out to there, like so. And then you guys can go out. off to our farms. Orchards, grapes, 3 and 4. Drop you down to 1 truck each. Ta-da! There we are. There is everything. Let's take a sip of my tea. So good. Alright. On to other things. Let me know what you guys are thinking so far of this series. Whether or not you think it's time for us to do a bit of a restart. Do we need to refocus ourselves? Like get rid of our entire textile industry or just focus down our textiles? Do we keep expanding into liqueur? Do you want me to build everything that there is to build in the game? Are you liking the longer episodes? Do they need to be shorter again? And how much by? That's pretty much where my mind is at right now. But for now, I think we should just focus on making money, and oh boy, are we ever. So the month before this particular month has just gone past, we made $1 million in product sales. Profit, it was alright. It was okay. But, yes. Our point. What are we going to spend our point on? Gathering. I guess we could expand our operations. Be able to put down more fish or more sand collectors, maybe more water siphons, get them to... I don't think it necessarily works faster. That'd be interesting. So, producing water every 7.5 days. It seems to be keeping up just fine, to be honest. You've got a nice backlog of bottles as well. How's your backlog? Not shrinking. And I think that $1 million profit was actually as a result of us selling all of those apples off as well. There we go. Look at that. Fully supplied with apples. And look at the increase to our... Yes. Amazing. Now, those grapes won't do anything. Be fantastic. Now, of course, if we wanted to have more grapes or more apples being pushed out, then we could always expand our fields, which is always a distinct possibility. We may end up doing that at a later date, but right now, 3 seems to be the perfect balance. Whiskerai is now bloated, which means I don't think it's going to be growing anymore. It does have another slot there, but it doesn't look like it's going to be going anywhere quickly, which means that either they've run out of room to expand, which is likely because of look at all the industry around them, and there's all of my stuff as well. We may actually end up moving all of our dye production out of fairways, say out here where there is already a road. We could always relocate to another area. You are also bloated. 64,000. So I think bloated means that it's not going to be growing anymore. You're bloated at 56,000. There's not a whole lot of industry there either. You're at 71,000. So that's interesting. Maybe even time to, oh no, let's scratch that idea. So even these small ones here, so you're stagnating. These two still have a lot of room. They've got a fair amount of room to grow. Not bloated yet. These planning offices. I mean, maybe towns might grow out of those if we decide to supply them with anything. That could be a thing. I don't know. Look at all those red numbers. Yikes. Oh no, there's been a flood. Farm production. It's down. Whatever will we do? Alright, we got points. More points. Points everywhere. I'm thinking we unlock our wooden barrels. We can actually start getting that set up. What do we need for our wines? Vins. Barrels and grapes. No water required. Well, water for the grapes, but that's beside the point, right? Let's see, what do we got here? We got one there. We need to set up another water siphon. Lumberyard. It'd be a good exercise in how to set up a... Yeah! I'll tell you what though, talking for 20 minutes is rather difficult. I want my farmer's market. How are you doing? 9 per week, fully supplied. And you have no backlog. Hey, I like that. Okay. I know what I'm going to be doing for my next... What have you? Whatchamacallit. That's right, I'm going to turn off the alerts for our dye factories. If we really need to, we can always sell stuff off. Wow. Did I not set up the destination for you? I did. But apparently it's not enough. Where is our clothing store? You are only partially supplied. 9 demand per week. I've got 4 units. I have 100 unit capacity. We could totally go all out. Because it's producing it, what, every 10 days? That's producing it every 10 days. That's producing every 12 and a half. So really, that's a lot. Very quickly. And we're not selling really very much of it at all. See, there it is again. 300 whatever thousand. It's good. We are making $1 million profits, and it's only taken us what, like 7 episodes? Damn. Well, I mean, I guess we got 29 million in the bank. We could just sort of spread the love. Yeah. Why not? So I guess in our next episode, let's talk what we want to do with the next episode in the next 3 minutes, the last 3 minutes of this episode. So in the next episode, we're going to be sinking some more points into our fisherman pier. There'll be more boats eventually. We're going to move our berry and our cotton farms out over here, and in the process we'll also be moving our water siphon and a few other bits and pieces. We'll relocate most of our fabric making out over this way, and we'll actually start setting up trade routes. We will direct all of our factories into a supply depot, and the supply depot will run from one to another supply depot, which will then run into town. Even to the point where it may actually be cheaper to start building our own roads to places. Because there are some rather long and convoluted paths. That in turn may actually give our town some more room to grow once we've moved out to plantations and our water siphon. And then I'll redo this entire area. I'll probably do it all off camera. Just redo it all, putting our cotton plantations closer to our fabric factories, our dye factories, and our berry farms fairly close together as well, just to save on transport costs, because we'll be able to start having another thing to sink our money into, which is route upkeeps. I am, however, kind of thankful that we're not actually purchasing anything from our hardware stores or from our wholesaler, which is good, because that'd be a pain in the butt. But we've got 2 more points to spend, so let's spend those now. Let's spend those wisely. We've got one here for our logistics, which I'm actually going to put down on a warehouse. This is not a lot of stuff that I've actually messed around with, the warehouses, so I have to do a bit of research. But that might actually be a little bit more beneficial for us rather than the truck depot. But we'll get to that later. Farming, again, another point, which is good, because now we can get leather and wool, which means we can do more things with our clothes. That's fantastic. We're going to call the episode here. My name is Cannonfodder. We'll see you next time. Thanks for tuning in.